Hey leaders, I want to take a quick second today to just go over a few things and discuss something that kind of was laid on my heart today. So I've discussed the importance of systems and implementing systems and how systems are not just something that allows us to kind of stay in the flow and ensure that things get done. Systems are a tool that we use to ensure that we get repeatable, predictable results that can be measured and improved for efficiency over time. So even the way that we have systems, there's systems within a system. So we think about the macro or micro level system. We also look at, we have systems for our systems. So there's a checklist or some sort of sign-off sheet a lot of times that ensure that the systems are being followed up on and done. So I think one of the best examples that you hear, and you hear it from so many people, the example of like an airline pilot. There's a very strict checkoff list that they go through. There's a system that they have for checking the plane, ensuring that everything was done. This is true for every single person that is involved in that flight. So from the mechanic to the runway to the airway controller, everybody involved, even the people that are loading the luggage, have some sort of checklist and system that they go through to ensure that the same thing happens every time. And because of this, we know that commercial flights have by far a much less likelihood of causing death to the passengers, especially in comparison to automobiles. And the reason is, and I'm included in this, a lot of times we just jump in our car, fling our seatbelt on and take off. We don't have a specific checklist that we go through. We were probably taught that. Get in, check your mirrors, do all that stuff. I was taught when I was young, check your oil, your tire pressure. None of us do that. Sometimes I will. If we're going on a road trip, I might go and check it prior, but I jump in and take off. Got a busy schedule, right? And 9 times out of 10, everything's great. But we don't go through nearly as in-depth of a checklist to ensure that things are done as the pilot does. And therefore, the likelihood of incidents is much greater in automobiles. Even though I will say that our system of moving people and product and everything to and from all over the interstates and local municipal roads is pretty amazing that we have such a small amount of accidents that we actually do with the volume of cars on the roads. But what I wanted to speak to even more importantly is our systems for getting the system started. So I have a very easy and simple system that I use. Typically the day before, I've already looked at my to-do list. I have a sort of an overall to-do list. It's broken down by things that need to be done weekly, things that need to be done sort of bi-weekly, but that have a higher or greater importance. And then I have things that, like we all talk about, like high return activities that, don't have the immediate need to get done. So there's no real sense of urgency, but they give you a massive return on your time. Those things are typically relationship based and or, educational based. Maybe it's some new certification I'm working on. Maybe it's a workout program, something like that. It's something that's not going to get an immediate effect, but it has, exponential opportunity for return in the long run. And then my weekly things are just things that have to get done. I've got to get those done. I have expectations on myself, whether it's through an employer or with my company. But I have a system, so every week my system involves making out this list and ensuring that it's good, and I have it on my computer, so some of it's a template that I save, because most of it is copy and paste from one week to another. But then there's other things that I add in because not every week's the same. And so that's my system there for ensuring that I know what I need to be doing. And then every day I'm looking at this sort of checklist to make sure that I know that I'm staying on track, getting the things done that I got to do. And then of course it's a living, breathing document. So as the week unfolds, sometimes there's additional tasks and things that have to be added. But I also have a system for during the day. I'll typically, before I go out, I've sat down, I've sort of done my daily meditation about what I need to get done, who I can help the most, where my time's going to be the most well spent. And I write down a list of usually 3 to 5 things that I really want to get done. A lot of times it's by looking at some of the systems that I have in place that we measure. Maybe it's something to do with cost of goods, maybe it's something to do with labor costs, maybe it's something to do with conversion rates on my sales, on my business. Maybe it's some new project we're working on for a consulting, something I need to follow up on, or maybe it's a new book of business we're working on, trying to attain, and we are trying to network in some way or fashion. But usually that list is made up of a couple things that will really help chip away at some of my most pressing items, and then my longer term items. And then, like I said, it'll typically be something like reach out to somebody I haven't spoken to in a while and just say, hey, how's it going? You know, I haven't heard from you. Is there anything I can be doing to help you? Maybe past clients. Hey, I really enjoyed working with you. I'd love to have the opportunity to help you again. Are you still thinking about expanding into another location? Or, it was great working with you. If you know anybody that's looking for the type of services that we offer, we would love if you refer us. If you want to just send me a couple names, I would love to reach out. And if we're able to cultivate a relationship with these people, I'd be eternally grateful, and something along those lines. But so I'm getting a few things done that I have to get done, and that's based off my systems telling me that, like, this is where your time's going to be best spent. And then I'm also getting a few things that are going to pay off with dividends later down the road. So that's a system that really helps. I see this, or let's say, how is this going to help you now that you've listened to me for 5 or 6 minutes? How does this help? What's it going to do for you? Well, a couple things. One, it's going to make you more efficient. 2, it's going to allow you to be more precise with it's going to be more like a sniper rather than just sort of a buckshot hoping that you hit something, because you're going to really hone in. And with those systems, you're going to be able to look back and see, am I doing good because what I'm focusing on is giving me the biggest return? So we all know the 80-20 principle, Pareto principle. By looking at your systems, if I know that this account that I'm working with is losing the most money, then I can say, okay, I need to focus on this account. And based off the systems, when I'm looking at my checklist, the biggest problem is whatever, staffing or purchasing or something along those lines. Same thing, if I'm looking at going into a new client and I'm doing an assessment, I really look at it and say, okay, where is my time going to be best spent initially? Is this a problem that I need to address? People, product, process, promotion, whatever it may be. But it allows me to really hone in. So then I can specialize my time and take out that target like a sniper. And it's a much more efficient way. So everybody should have some sort of system and checklist for starting their day. You should go in, and I typically tell most of my direct reports, wherever they are, in the business world or in my personal business, in my clients even, I tell everybody, you need to have a system of how your day goes. Mine is very regimented. I'm up at about the same time every day. I go straight out. I typically have either a cup of oatmeal, and I mean literally a measured cup of oats. I know how much of that I'm adding, a scoop of whey protein, like everything is regimented. I don't have to sit there and think and wonder and waste time looking in the refrigerator. bam, that's what I eat. If I've done different meal prep and I've got a different goal that I'm working on, I have it measured out. Bam, it's rice, brown rice, and ground turkey. Pop it in the microwave, it's done in like 1 or 2 minutes. So I don't really have to think about those things. So I've set that up for success, but that's my system. I eat that, I get to watch, maybe 20 minutes of something, typically news on YouTube, and then I'm right into letting that digest, answering emails. Then I take some supplements, hit the gym, have a specific routine. I know what I'm going in to work on. I know it's back day, leg day, arm day. I don't do arm day, sorry. Chest, whatever it is, shoulders. I have a routine too, and that's a system that I go through. We do periodization, so that means that we're working at slowly, incrementally adding weight to those specific lifts, so I can go back and measure if I'm making progress. Same with my diet, like I said. Then I come back from the gym. I know exactly what I'm going to be eating. I eat that. I know how much I'm taking in, how many calories. I know the macronutrients. I know carbs, fats, proteins that I've got, because everything's measured out. It's a system, and I can go back and assess based off my body composition. Am I gaining, losing weight? So see, I have all these systems, and each system has a measurable component to gauge success. It also cuts down, like I said, from me having to sit there and think. And I'm not perfect. When I do deviate from these systems, a lot of times it means that I'm sitting there hungry now, and I'm having to make decisions, and I've allowed my more primal, I need to replenish my sugars and stuff after a workout, to take over, and I'm prone to not making the best decisions. Or I just grab a couple protein bars and eat them and run. And while it does get nutrition, it's not the optimal like whole foods. So that's a good simple example. But then even with my day, I know that I need to focus on these things. These accounts need the most attention. This is what in those accounts needs the most attention. I'm getting that stuff done. Then I know I need to follow up with maybe some peers on my level and give some communication across the organization, working interdepartmentally, human resources, accounting, whatever it might be, to really focus in on what I'm trying to do operationally. And like I said, there's a system for that in place. So my importance or my challenge is, what systems do you have in place, and what checklist and measurable components do you have in place for everything in your life? Because if you don't have them, get them instituted as quick as possible, and you will be amazed at how much it improves your life from an efficiency standpoint, a return standpoint. You're going to get so much more bang for your buck of your time and your effort and stress levels. So like I said, I'm not having to stress because I already know what's going on. It also helps because things do pop up. People say, oh, hey, I need this to get done, or this is, some stuff happens. Business is literally solving problems. So when something pops up, it might throw a curveball, and I may have to sort of pivot and get this done, but I can easily and quickly revert right back to my system, and I know where I need to take off, or where I need to jump back in at. So get that worked out. If you have issues or don't know where to begin, don't know how to start this process off, believe it or not, I have a pretty good system of working with individuals and organizations. We have the templates. We have the things necessary to help you improve immediately. So check us out. We have, you can look down in the comments. You can look down in the description. We're going to leave some links to things, but just look us up. We have lots of opportunities to work with us on a one-on-one basis in a group setting, and we really tackle those and teach you all how to not only institute systems, but how to design the system so that you don't have to depend on us forever. We teach you how to design systems. We give you all the tools and the resources, templates that you can use. And then we really teach you how to train yourself to adhere to these systems, and train yourself to enjoy the satisfaction of following a system, marking things off your to-do list, and learning how to slowly but surely increase your impact or impactfulness of the task that you're putting on your to-do list. So check us out. We'd love to work with you. It's our goal to help everybody, to make leaders out of anyone and everyone that desires to be a leader. We believe that leaders are made, not born. So we look forward to working with you. I love you guys. Thank you for everything that you all have been doing. Please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us reach more people. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.